The Arctic. A realm of unforgiving beauty, where ice reigns supreme and silence echoes for eternity. It was in this desolate expanse, on December 4, 1983, that fate took a cruel turn. Flight AA-219, a behemoth of the skies carrying 150 souls, vanished without a trace. The world watched, listened, and hoped against hope for a sign, a whisper of their survival. The last communication from Captain Harrison sent chills down the spines of seasoned air traffic controllers. We've hit severe turbulence, altitude 10,500 meters, engine 1 and 4 have failed, requesting emergency, then, silence. A silence as heavy as the Arctic ice itself, swallowing the hopes of families and the efforts of rescuers. 7 search planes, their engines a desperate symphony against the howling wind, scoured the frozen wasteland. 3 icebreakers, titans of steel against nature's icy grip, carved through the treacherous frozen sea. For 450 hours the search continued, a frantic race against time and the unforgiving elements. But the Arctic held its secrets close, the vast whiteness offering no solace, no answers. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years. The world moved on, the tragedy of Flight AA-219 fading into a chilling memory. But for the families left behind, the wound remained fresh, a constant ache for closure that seemed lost forever in the icy abyss. The mystery of Flight AA-219 became a haunting reminder of the Arctic's power, a testament to nature's ability to swallow even the mightiest of human creations. "40 years. 4 decades of silence. The Arctic, a keeper of secrets, held the fate of Flight AA-219 trapped within its icy grip. It seemed as if the answers lay buried in a frozen tomb, lost to time and the relentless march of nature's indifference. But hope, even when buried beneath layers of ice and years of despair, has a way of resurfacing." January 2024. A routine military satellite, its electronic eyes scanning the vast Arctic landscape, detected an anomaly. A metallic glint, a shape too unnatural to be dismissed as mere ice formations. Could this be it? Could this be the break they had been waiting for? The news spread like wildfire, igniting a spark of hope in the hearts of those who had long given up. The families, their faces etched with years of sorrow, dared to believe again. Could this be the answer to their prayers, the closure they so desperately craved? The scientific community buzzed with excitement and trepidation. This was more than just a discovery, it was a chance to unravel a mystery that had captivated the world for decades. But the Arctic, they knew, was as unpredictable as it was unforgiving. The real challenge wasn't finding the plane, it was reaching it and surviving its icy embrace. Enter Dr. James Landon, driven by an insatiable thirst for knowledge. He dedicated his life to studying the Arctic. The satellite discovery was a call to action. Assembling a team, Landon prepared for the challenges ahead. Sarah Collins, a meteorologist, would guide them. Mike Thornton, an aviation investigator, joined the team. Emily Chen, a forensic expert, brought her skills. Robert Walsh, a retired Navy SEAL, ensured their survival. Together, they formed a formidable force. The world watched as Landon and his team embarked. The Arctic awaited, its icy silence a reminder. The fate of Flight AA-219 hung in the balance. The stage was set, the players in place. The time had come to uncover the truth. The weight of the world rested on Dr. James Landon and his team. The eyes of the world were upon them as they faced the Arctic. The mission was fraught with challenges, but Landon refused to be daunted. Failure was not an option. The logistics were staggering. Transporting equipment to the Arctic was a feat. 3 C-130 planes carried their hopes. Each piece of equipment was crucial. Time was of the essence. Every decision had to be calculated. The team moved with precision. They were a symphony of coordinated movement. The Arctic's brutal reality hit them. The air was a biting wind. The temperature mocked their frailty, but Landon pressed on. He had stared into the abyss. This time the Arctic would yield its secrets. Within hours, the team transformed barren ice into a hive of activity. 6 insulated modules rose from the frozen landscape, offering sanctuary. 3 satellite antennas established a lifeline to the outside world. Two diesel generators roared to life, providing electricity. Every watt of power was precious, carefully managed and conserved. Heat, light, and communication depended on these mechanical beasts. The camp was a marvel of engineering and logistics. It was a testament to their meticulous planning and adaptability. Every detail was carefully considered, a dance of ingenuity and nature. As the sun set, their isolation became evident. The silence, broken only by the wind and shifting ice, was deafening. They were alone in a vast, unforgiving wilderness. But within their camp, human determination and belief crackled. The Arctic seemed determined to test their resolve at every turn. The biting cold found its way into every nook and cranny, penetrating even the most insulated gear. Metal became brittle, batteries drained, and equipment groaned under the strain. It was as if the Arctic resented their intrusion. Undeterred, the team pressed on, deploying their technology. 4 reconnaissance drones took to the skies. Equipped with deep-scanning radars, they probed the ice. The drone operators worked tirelessly, scanning their screens. Hours turned into days as they mapped the area. Each anomaly sent a jolt of adrenaline through their veins. The weather unleashed its fury. Temperatures plummeted, the wind roared, and visibility dropped. The Arctic seemed determined to keep its secrets hidden. Despite the challenges, the team refused to be deterred. Early one morning, a breakthrough came. A drone operator noticed something unusual. A faint outline emerged from the radar image. Could this be the ghost of Flight AA-219? Excitement rippled through the camp. The ground team quickly moved to the coordinates, and then they saw it. The tail of an airplane. A polar bear watched from a ridge. The Arctic was not ready to relinquish its secrets. Extracting the plane from the icy grip of the Arctic was a monumental task, a delicate ballet of engineering and brute force. The team, operating on a knife's edge between success and disaster, knew that every decision, every action, carried the weight of immense pressure. The eyes of the world were upon them, but more importantly, the hopes of the families rested on their shoulders. The TS-4000, a marvel of engineering designed to tame even the most stubborn ice, roared to life, its thermal elements emitting an eerie orange glow against the stark white landscape. Slowly, methodically, it began to melt the ice surrounding the aircraft, its progress measured in centimeters, each one a victory against the unforgiving cold. Every crack, every groan of the ice sent a shiver down their spines, a stark reminder of the immense forces at play. The ice, no longer a static monolith, became a living, breathing entity, its movements unpredictable, its power absolute. The team, dwarfed by the immensity of their task, worked tirelessly, their movements a symphony of precision and urgency. Time, always a precious commodity, took on a new urgency. The Arctic summer, a brief respite from the relentless cold, was coming to an end. Soon the temperatures would plummet, the ice would tighten its grip, and their window of opportunity would slam shut. They were in a race against time, a race against nature's relentless cycle, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Finally, after days of painstaking work, a team of researchers, their faces etched with a mixture of anticipation and trepidation, prepared to enter the belly of the beast. The emergency exit above the left wing, now cleared of ice, offered a glimpse into a time capsule, a portal to a tragedy frozen in time. Stepping inside, the first thing that hit them was the cold. The air, stagnant and heavy, seemed to cling to their lungs, each breath a painful reminder of the unforgiving environment they had dared to enter. The temperature, a bone-chilling -38°C, had preserved the interior in a state of eerie stasis. The cabin lights, long since extinguished, cast long, eerie shadows that danced and flickered as the researchers moved about, their headlamps cutting through the gloom like beacons in a haunted cavern. The air was thick with the silence of the grave, broken only by the soft crunch of their boots on the frozen carpet and the hiss of their breath. It was a scene frozen in time, a snapshot of a moment of terror and chaos. Seats were overturned, luggage lay strewn about the aisle, and personal belongings, silent reminders of the lives that had been lived and lost, were scattered everywhere. It was as if the passengers and crew had simply vanished, leaving behind only these ghostly echoes of their presence. As the researchers moved through the cabin, they uncovered poignant details, fragments of lives interrupted. Frozen cups of coffee and open magazines offered glimpses into the lives of those on board. Mary's diary painted a vivid picture of the crash's aftermath. Of the 150 souls on board, only 72 had survived the initial impact. Dr. John Mitchell, the flight's doctor, emerged as an unlikely hero, transforming a section of the wrecked cabin into a makeshift infirmary. The diary's discovery sent a wave of emotion through the team. The Arctic, indifferent to their human emotions, continued its relentless assault. The temperature plummeted to -50 degrees Celsius, and the wind ripped through the camp. It was during one of these particularly brutal onslaughts that disaster struck. Robert Walsh, his years of experience in the Arctic ringing alarm bells, didn't hesitate. "Avalanche!" he roared, his voice barely audible above the wind. Slowly, painfully, they managed to extricate themselves from the wreckage of the tent. Miraculously, no one was seriously injured. But their camp lay in ruins, their equipment scattered, their lifeline to the outside world severed. Drawing upon reserves of strength, they began the arduous task of rebuilding their shattered world. They salvaged what they could from the wreckage of their camp. They rationed their remaining food and water, each bite, each sip, a precious commodity. Despite the setback, the team knew their mission was far from over. The black box remained their ultimate prize, the key to unlocking the secrets of that fateful night. Working with a feverish intensity, they resumed their excavation. Extracting the black box proved to be perilous. The Arctic unleashed its full fury, the temperature plummeting to -53 degrees Celsius. An 80-ton slab of ice crashed into the excavation site, sending a shockwave through the ice. In that moment of chaos, a strange thing happened. The mother polar bear, a silent observer, sprang into action, creating a temporary bridge across the chasm. The team, stunned by the bear's intervention, pulled the researcher back from the brink. The incident with the polar bear had a profound effect on the team. Renewed by this strange encounter, they redoubled their efforts. Finally, the black box was freed from its icy tomb. Back at the base camp, anticipation hung heavy as the team huddled around the black box. Emily Chen carefully chipped away at the layers of ice encasing it. The data recorder, miraculously intact, was connected to a bank of monitors. The recording painted a harrowing account of the flight's final moments. Captain Harrison's voice remained a beacon of calm, even as the situation spiraled out of control. The black box revealed a phenomenon known as supercooled rain, causing a catastrophic loss of lift. The black box recording ended abruptly, the silence that followed speaking volumes. The team sat in stunned silence, the weight of what they had just heard settling upon them like a shroud. They had their answers, but at what cost? The investigation into Flight AA-219, aided by the data recovered from the black box, sent shockwaves through the aviation industry. The discovery of the supercooled rain phenomenon led to a complete overhaul of aircraft de-icing procedures and a reassessment of flight paths over polar regions. The sacrifices made by Captain Harrison and his crew, their bravery in the face of certain death, their dedication to their duty, did not go unnoticed. Memorials were erected, families found closure, and the world mourned the loss of those who perished in the icy depths. But the legacy of Flight AA-219 extended far beyond the confines of the aviation industry. It served as a stark reminder of the power of nature, the fragility of human life, and the importance of respecting the forces that shape our world. Section 4. A Farewell to the Arctic. As the team prepared to leave the Arctic, the wreckage of Flight AA-219 was carefully reburied, a silent tomb left undisturbed as a mark of respect for those who were lost. The site was meticulously marked on GPS, a somber reminder of a tragedy that had touched the world. Standing on the edge of the ice shelf, the wind whipping their faces raw, the team looked out over the vast, unforgiving landscape. The Arctic, once a symbol of mystery and danger, now held a strange sense of peace. It was as if the land itself had offered up its secrets, shared its story, and found a measure of closure. As the helicopter lifted off, carrying them away from the icy wilderness, they knew they were leaving a part of themselves behind. The Arctic had tested them, broken them, and ultimately, made them stronger. They had faced their fears, confronted the unknown, and emerged forever changed by the experience. And as the plane soared above the clouds, leaving the Arctic behind, they couldn't help but feel a sense of gratitude for the opportunity to have been a part of something so much bigger than themselves. They had played a role in uncovering the truth, honoring the memory of those who were lost, and ensuring that such a tragedy would never happen again. Section 1. The Arctic's Grip. The roar of the helicopter blades faded into the distance, leaving behind an eerie silence. Dr. James Landon stared out the window at the receding landscape, a tapestry of white and blue. The Arctic, once a formidable adversary, now seemed strangely serene, its icy grip loosened. Yet a profound sense of unease lingered in the air. They had unearthed more than just the wreckage of a plane. They had unearthed human tragedy. The Arctic was a stark reminder of the delicate balance between human ambition and nature. The image of the mother polar bear continued to haunt Landon's thoughts. Her unexpected intervention challenged his perception of the natural world. Was it merely instinct, or was there something more at play? Something that spoke to a deeper connection between species. The Arctic was more than just a frozen wasteland. It was a living, breathing entity. It held the memories of countless journeys, some triumphant, others tragic. Section 2. Whispers on the Wind. The expedition had been a success, a testament to human ingenuity, perseverance, and the unwavering pursuit of truth. They had faced the Arctic's fury and emerged victorious, their spirits tempered by the experience, their understanding of the world forever altered. The black box, now a silent witness in a secure laboratory, held the answers that had eluded the world for 40 years, providing closure for families and prompting significant changes in aviation safety protocols. Yet, Landon knew that some questions would remain unanswered, some mysteries forever shrouded in the Arctic's icy embrace. The stories of those final 19 days, trapped within the frozen tomb of the downed aircraft, lived on only in Mary Parker's poignant diary entries, her words a testament to the enduring human spirit in the face of unimaginable adversity. What had driven those survivors, their bodies battered, their hopes dwindling to cling to life in the face of such overwhelming odds? What thoughts, what dreams had sustained them through the long, dark hours as the Arctic tightened its icy grip? These were questions that haunted Landon, whispers on the wind that echoed through the corridors of his memory. The Arctic, he mused, was a keeper of stories, a silent chronicler of human endeavor. It held the memories of explorers and adventurers, of scientists and dreamers, each drawn to its stark beauty, each leaving behind a piece of themselves in the vast expanse. Section 3. A Legacy Etched in Ice. As the plane touched down on familiar ground, the world outside the window seemed strangely small, insignificant compared to the immensity of the Arctic wilderness. The bustle of the airport, the cacophony of noise felt alien, a stark contrast to the silence that had enveloped them for so long. Landon, his face etched with fatigue but his eyes alight with a newfound clarity, knew that he would never be truly free of the Arctic's pull. It had claimed a part of him, just as it had claimed countless others throughout history. But it had also gifted him with a profound sense of purpose, a deep respect for the delicate balance between human ambition and the power of the natural world. The legacy of Flight AA-219, he realized, extended far beyond the confines of aviation history. It was a story of courage and sacrifice, of the enduring human spirit in the face of unimaginable adversity. It was a reminder that even in the most remote corners of our planet, our lives are interconnected, our fates intertwined. And as he stepped off the plane back into the embrace of civilization, Landon carried with him the knowledge that the Arctic, though silent, would continue to whisper its tales on the wind, its lessons etched in ice, a testament to the enduring power of nature and the indomitable spirit of humankind.